The last time I tried this challenge, this was one of the hardest things I have ever done on the channel. So now in Madden 26, I'm gonna give this challenge another try, but with a little bit of a twist, where we are gonna be starting, of course, with a team with no players on offense, none on defense, none on the whole team, and the only way we can add players to this team is by spinning this wheel for offensive players and this wheel for defensive players. And obviously, whatever the wheel lands on is what position I have to move a player we add to. And by the end of this video, we are gonna see if we can somehow win this team a Super Bowl and turn this into the highest overall team in the league. Sounds insane, but knowing Madden, it could be possible. But I'm super excited to get into this, so super quick, if you enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like. Sounds weird, but it really helps out the channel. And let's see, on the last no players rebuild I did, we got to super close to 2,000 likes. So if this video can get to 2,000 likes, it'll let me know y'all want to see another team of no players wheel spin rebuild. Very specific, I know, but I have some fun ideas. I don't want to spoil them, but be sure to leave a like if you want to see, stuff similar to this. And be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Trying to hit 85K, less than 1,000 away, and if you like rebuilds, that's all I do. And then very last thing, let me know down in the comments any goofy rebuild ideas y'all have, because if I use your suggestion, I'll give you a shout out. But all right, without further ado, I think we're gonna start this a little bit different than the last one of these I did. The last wheel spin rebuild I did, we started at the end of the season. This time we're starting at the beginning of the season, in the preseason. Now, I'm not gonna show all of these. I'm only gonna show 3, but I want to fill this roster out. So for the quarterback position, what position am I going to have to move a player from to be our quarterback, at least for this first year? But I mean, if we get lucky, possibly the whole rebuild. Let's spin it. Our first player, our first QB, is going to be an offensive lineman. I don't think that could be worse. Okay, I guess Cameron Fleming is maybe going to be our QB. I'm going to have to get a backup QB too, so if I do get lucky with the backup QB, I'll show it in the video, but we'll see. Now for running back, we are gonna land on, maybe, we get quarterback for running back. That might not be horrible. Let's see, Jaren Hall has decent change direction. Could go Trace McSorley if I have to. I don't want to. And then I'll show one wide receiver. Maybe our wide receiver 1, maybe not. We'll see. We are gonna land on O-line again. That might have been the worst 3 we could have gotten. I mean, I guess the worst 3 would have just been O-line 3 times, but I'll build the rest of the team and we'll see how this first year goes. Okay, this is the first actually really good pull we've gotten. For edge, we got defensive tackle, and Christian Wilkins just so happens to be a current free agent. So that's a pretty big no-brainer right there. I decided to give a team recap at the end of this, so we'll see how we're looking. But all right, here is a look at the team heading into year 1. We got kind of lucky with a few positions. We got receiver for receiver, so we got Gabe Davis. We got tackle for both tackles, or at least O-line for O-line, so we got Jedrick Wills and Logan Brown. And then the defense is kind of nice. Juwan Bentley went up in overall from linebacker to defensive tackle. We got corner for corner twice, and we got safety for safety, so we added Justin Simmons. We even got edge for edge, but there wasn't really a good one, so I went with Drake Jackson because he isn't 35 like Zadarius Smith and everyone else. Like, there isn't really a point in us signing older players at this point. By the time we're good, they're going to be long retired, so we'll try to sign young-ish players for now. I didn't really follow that rule very well, but whatever. But we are a 54 overall, 39 offense, 72 defense. Oh yeah, we also got Eric All and Jaren Hall at running back. And if you go here and scroll back and forth fast enough, they kind of like mash into the same face. I don't know. They look similar, kind of. But all right. Oh yeah, I should say for the rest of the wheel spins I'm going to do, I'll show all of them. I just obviously didn't want to show all these because it would have taken way too long. But for actual free agency in the draft, I'll show all of them. So speaking of that, let's get to the end of the year. And no spoilers, but in the last one of these we did, we somehow won a game in year 1. So we'll see if we're that lucky again. Okay, we end up going 1-16 again. Not only did we win one game, just like the last time I did this challenge in the first year, but it was the first game of the year. Oh, it was against the Browns. You know, that's fair. I'll give Madden that one. That's fine. If it was any other team, we got destroyed by most other teams, but I get beating the Browns. That's understandable. I mean, we're still probably 20-something overall lower than them, but whatever. But Isaiah Williams, Ooh. Okay, I know he's a 35 overall, but I still didn't expect him to throw 45 picks. What's the record? Like 33? 30? Something like that. So he shattered that record. Not much in terms of rushing either. But Gabe Davis, almost 1,200 yards, 13 touchdowns. The blocking, I always say this, but some of my actual good offensive lines do way worse, at least in this year's game. And then let's see, anything interesting on defense. Juwan Bentley, 16 sacks. 5.5 for Wilkins, we'll take that. And 4 picks for Rasul Douglas, 2 for Watson Whitehead, then 1 for a couple players. Not bad for a 57 overall team. Did we get close to any awards? I highly doubt we won any. Gabe Davis for 6 for Offensive Player of the Year. Juwan Bentley, all the way down to 8. I thought he would be even higher for Defensive Player of the Year. But nobody... Oh, actually, Jalen Walker, 10 for Defensive Rookie of the Year. I'm going to be honest, I don't even know who that is. But it is what it is. I don't know who that is in real life, and I don't know what position he was even playing. Oh, he was our 3rd defensive tackle. How did he even see the field enough? Oh, he was actually decent. 10 TFLs, 2.5 sacks. Not bad. But all right, now for the fun part. Let's get into this first off season. And we have a lot of work to do, clearly, but most of our work is getting lucky, so let's hope we can get lucky. Jaron Hall already retired? I mean, I wasn't gonna keep him, but he was like 28. I think he turned 28. Okay, sure. But all right, for free agency, I guess I haven't explained the rules yet. We are allowed to sign 4 offensive players and 4 defensive players per year. And obviously, at least for this first year, this is how we're gonna do it. I have to call out what position I want, and then we're gonna spin the wheel, and whatever position that lands on, we have to take a player from that position and play them at that position. Basically, just how we did the start of this. So just for example, if we want a QB, let's see what position we could pull from. If this lands on QB, why did I do that? I knew what it was gonna do. I knew what was gonna happen. Should I count that? Is there even a good QB here for me to be mad about? Probably not. That's probably fine. Yeah, okay. I won't be mad about it. I guess y'all couldn't see that, but not really great QBs here. But I'm actually planning on switching this up every year. I don't want to spoil what I'm gonna do, but I think we're gonna do a different rule set each offseason. We're gonna keep the amount of players we can sign, but I have different ideas for how we're gonna do the wheel spins. Oh yeah, also, if I decide I don't want a player, I can just decide to not sign them. I feel like that's fair. If we get like offensive line for quarterback and we have to pay one of them 20 mil a year, I'm not gonna do that. But let's see. Let's go for receiver first. I feel like that's a safe bet. We are gonna get tight end. We'll take tight end. I wish it was receiver, but either tight end or running back are the second best. Okay, maybe not this year. How about Charlie Kohler? He has some decent athletic ratings. Sure. But all right, wheel spin 2. Let's go running back. We are gonna get maybe running back? We do. Now, is there a good one? Okay, Najee Harris, Damian Pierce, Keaton Mitchell. I don't think Keaton Mitchell does very well in Madden, though. Yeah, I mean, I don't think he got many attempts, but I don't think he would do well as a starter. I might go for Damian Pierce. I feel like I've seen him do well in simulation before. And I feel like all running backs actually do better in Madden 26 than Madden 25. Let's go for Damian Pierce. And let's see if we can luck into this one again. Let's go QB. I feel like it's going to land on tight end, but let's go QB. It lands on running back again. Okay, I wasn't going to call that anyway. And then the last one for offense, we're not going to sign a running back to play it. QB. Let's go QB again. I want to get one. It might... No, it's going to be running back again. Well, not bad. We get an actual running back and a tight end to play receiver. Now let's do the defense. What was the problem with our defense? Kind of everything. Let's see. We have decent overall edge players, but they didn't play very well. We also gained a lot of dev traits. Rasul Douglas got superstar. Kalen DeLoach got star. All 3 of our linebackers got star. On offense, Gabe Davis obviously got superstar. But yeah, let's go edge. We are gonna get... Oh, if we get linebacker. Okay, we get defensive tackle. I was gonna say linebacker because I saw Leo Chenal here. We could go DJ Reader. Would that be an overpay for someone who probably wouldn't play that well? Maybe. But we do have a lot of money, and by the time cap space would matter, he's probably gonna be retired, so I think it's fine. Might even have to go very player-friendly 2 years to get him. But let's see, number 2, let's go safety. We are gonna get defensive tackle again. Okay, I'm probably not gonna do that one. Wheel spin 3, let's go safety again. We get corner. Okay. Oh, Greg Newsome? Absolutely, if we can get him. We might not be able to. He's not interested at all. The 49ers kind of want him. We'll see. If we don't get him, I mean, there are other young options. Kyer Elam, maybe. He's been a bust, but I feel like he's a little overhated. He's not the worst. But all right, last wheel spin. Let's try to get lucky. Let's see if we can get Leo Chenal. Actually, I don't think we can anyway. He has 18 offers, and he's not interested. Maybe we can get, like, Blake Cashman or one of these two. Ivan Pace. Sure, we'll go linebacker. Let's see what we land on. It is gonna be corner. I think I'll pass on that one, too. So 4 players. Not bad. DJ Reader, Greg Newsome, assuming we can get him, Damian Pierce, and Charlie Kohler. I'm saying that, like, we're not gonna have to move their positions around. I'm not mentioning what position they're gonna have to move to, but they all should be decent. So let's see if we can get them. All 4 do sign, and we get all of them except Greg Newsome. All right, let's go for a different one. Kyer Elam did sign. Who would be good at safety? Jaquan McMillan, maybe? I mean, yeah, he's only 26. There's Christian Izzian. He's played safety. Keely Ringo. Sure, let's go Keely Ringo. I feel like I've played him at safety before, and he went down in overall. That would be a weird thing to remember if that's true, so I'm probably wrong, but we'll see. He doesn't sign. He'll sign eventually. Hold on. Still hasn't signed. Okay, he does sign now. So let's get these guys to their actual positions, and then we'll get into our first draft of the rebuild. This should be a fun one. But all right, obviously in the draft, we pick at number 1, and this seems like a really obvious trade down spot. I wish I could see the draft background so I know who has the 10th pick, but we might even trade down twice. All right, we're gonna get a 2 and a 3 this year and next year, and then a 1 next year to move down to 10 with the Texans. And at pick 10, we could go with the quarterback and try to get lucky. But I think the better strategy is to trade down again. Ooh, I wonder, who's the fastest QB here? None of them really. I guess Colbert, but he's already 23. I guess Dulong, but he's a UDFA. Well, I think I'm gonna trade down and take Leach or Whitfield. Let's trade down to like 18 or something. Now, I did see some top 5 talent linemen, or at least one of them, but I mean, we literally have to land on offensive line with the wheel or he's useless. And offensive line is the position where overall matters the least. Like we saw how our 26 overall linemen did last year. They legitimately did better than some 90 plus overall linemen have had before. Most, actually. So we might not even touch the offensive line at all. We'll see. We probably will eventually, but it's not going to be my priority. All right, we're going to pick up an extra 2nd round pick to move down to 18 though. And here, let's go with the quarterback. We could maybe even trade down more, but like, we have enough picks at this point. Do I take Leach or Whitfield? I think I'm gonna go Leach. I've had bad luck taking strong arm quarterbacks. I feel like a lot of the time they're a decent overall, but they have normal dev. I guess maybe Whitfield's different because he's not a great overall, but I'm still gonna go Leach. Out of Texas Tech. Who's faster? He's elite change direction. I guess that might not be horrible. We'll take him. Rank 69, obviously not a great pick. We knew that. Does he have hidden? He does. Okay, good. So no matter what position he goes to, unless it's offensive line, should be able to develop a little bit, I hope, but we're obviously hoping that he's a quarterback. But all right, round 2, should we try to, ooh, you know what? This might be a good strategy. I was thinking about going with Lance Haskins. He looks like a good receiver for sure. When's our next pick though? 42. That should be fine. I'm gonna go with Earl Whitfield. Let's take 2 quarterbacks. Double the chances of one of them actually ending up being a quarterback. He has elite throw power. He looks interesting, only poor acceleration. He's really not athletic. I mean, he only ran 0.03 slower than our other quarterback, but he is a much worse athlete for some reason. But we'll take him. Rank 68, so he's, I guess, slightly better, but probably the same overall. Does have normal dev. That's why I stayed away from him, but if he ends up being a QB and the other guy doesn't, that was worth it. But all right, here, pick 10 in the 2nd round. Let's go with Lance Haskins. He looks really good. Eric Winters also looks good, but I mean, he's a playmaker receiver. He's gonna have normal, so let's go Haskins. Also might have normal, but hopefully not. Rank 19, got him at 42. Does have normal, damn it. 99 speed though. I don't even know if I checked his 40 time. I probably should have. Oh well. But all right, pick 18 in the 2nd round. I mean, should we go with another quarterback? That might not be a bad strategy, because I don't really know who else to take. Khalil Henry might be decent, but if he was, he probably would have been taken. He was projected to go in the 1st round. Ooh, Ben Cardova. Okay, he's an elusive back with 4.55 speed. I guess this is just a mislabeled power back. Does that mean he's good or bad? I don't know. I still might take him though. Looks like the best running back. Manny Reyes looks pretty good too. Actually has good speed, great acceleration as a power back. Ooh, Ooh, can we get both? I don't know. I kind of want Cordova. Y'all know I'm a sucker for A awareness running backs, which I guess he might not even have. Whatever, he has good ball carrier vision. Let's take him. He looks pretty good. Rank 39, okay. Does have hidden at least. I was hoping he would be a little better, but that's not terrible. That's about, I thought he would be more late first, like in the 20s, but that's fine. Reyes is still here. We could also go Fernandez though and try to get a QB, but I think I would rather go for a better QB than Fernandez. He's already 23. Let's go Manny Reyes. Rank 58. Okay, we definitely made the right choice the first time. Really? I honestly thought both would be better. That's kind of disappointing, but he's not terrible. This definitely wasn't my best draft ever value-wise, but all that really matters is the wheels, so hopefully we get lucky. But all right, here's how we did in the draft. I guess this isn't necessarily how we did yet. We didn't do great, obviously. I had to use a weird strategy, but got a couple QBs, couple running backs. Hopefully one of them can stay at their actual position. Lance Haskins is pretty good. And then I actually made the rest of these picks. Brendan Phelps at linebacker should be decent no matter where he plays. I don't know, that's kind of the bright side of defense. No matter where these guys land, unless it's like a defensive tackle to corner or something, they should be decent. But our defense is already okay on paper, so I only drafted one defensive player. Oh yeah, and I also picked 3 blocking tight ends, the best being Nelson Robertson. These guys are nice because if they land on receiver, tight end, or O-line, they should be at least usable. But all right, enough yapping. Let's get into these wheel spins. Let's start with Trent Leach. I feel like I'm gonna mess that name up. I'm already struggling to say it. I'm wanting to say Trent Reach. I don't know. Let's see what position he's gonna play. He is going to be a running back. I saw it slowing down before QB. I don't think he's gonna be a great running back. I mean, he was the one who had elite change direction at least, but still. You know what? Maybe he will. Maybe like a 50 something? 52? I mean, the fact that I'm okay with that tells you how hard this is gonna be. We'll probably start him because our run game was horrible anyway. He's only 21 and has hidden dev. Is he gonna be our future? Probably not, but might as well try. Not like we have another option. But all right, Earl Whitfield at QB. No dev trait, unfortunately. Let's see where he lands. He is gonna be a quarterback. Okay, not to be too picky, but I kind of wish we got the QB with hidden dev, but that's why I drafted 2 of them. This feels like a way better start than the last rebuild. This might be doable, or I should say the last randomizing players positions rebuild. But this one's pretty important. Lance Haskins. I would be fine with him playing receiver, running back, or even probably tight end. I mean, in real life, he probably wouldn't work at tight end. How tall is he? Well, he's 6'1", but only 189. But one of those 3 positions would be fine. Let's see where he ends up playing. He is gonna be a receiver. This seems like I'm cheating. This has been a way better start. But all right, let's try to speed it up. Ben Cordova. He is gonna be an offensive lineman. Okay, our first really bad one. Now, thankfully, the Madden generated players are usually not 12 overalls on the offensive line. They're usually like a 30 something, so it's better than what we had. He's a 31 at guard. Okay, I thought he'd be a little better. I thought he'd be more like a 38, but whatever. Manny Reyes. He is gonna be a tight end receiver. Looks like receiver. That's pretty nice. He's gonna start for us, I think. Well, I guess all these guys are probably gonna start for us, but he might be like a 50-ish. I guess he's a 61 overall receiving back. Does that mean he's gonna be a 61? I don't think so. Let me see. No, a 57 though, close. But our one defensive pick, Brendan Phelps, he is gonna be a linebacker, huge. Keenan Batch at receiver. He is gonna be a lineman, a QB maybe. Looks like a lineman again. Can't win them all. That's fine. He's a 27 overall. Nelson Robertson, our best blocking tight end. I don't want to jinx it, so I'm not gonna say anything. Let's just see what position he ends up being. He is gonna be a lineman. Okay, I thought it was gonna be QB for some reason. Kinda wish he was a tight end still, but that's fine. Hopefully we get tight end for one of these tight ends though. We pretty desperately need one. He's a 64 overall. That's like UDFA caliber, and he's a tight end. He honestly looks like a lineman. He's big as hell. But all right, Samuel's at tight end. He's gonna be a QB. Please stop on O-line. He goes to QB, our first quarterback of the draft. Unlucky. Well, I guess our second quarterback of the draft, but our first quarterback we didn't want to be a quarterback. Is he a 12? He's a 12. And then finally, Ryan Hill. Come on, land on tight end. I know he doesn't have a dev trait, but we need one. He's also gonna be a QB. Okay, the luck kind of fell off at the end, but overall pretty good. Could have been way worse. So let's get into year 2. We're gonna do the draft differently next year, just to, switch it up. I need to figure out exactly how I'm gonna do it, but I think I have a pretty good idea. But yeah, let's get get into year 2 and we will see how we're looking. Ooh, and actually one more thing before we get into the season. I didn't realize, but we only have one tight end on the roster, Max Duggan. It looks like Carson Wentz retired, so we do need a tight end too. I don't think it'll let us simulate with only one. Maybe it will, but I kind of want a second one. So one more time, let's spin the wheel and let's see what position we are gonna have to get a tight end from. It is gonna be O-line, not bad. I thought it was gonna be tight end for a second, but that's probably, other than receiver, the best position we could get, I would guess, because they're good blockers. I don't know, I'll probably just pick a random UDFA though. But okay, here is a look at the team heading into year 2. Up to a 73 overall, that's not horrible. I mean, that is, but for what we've had to do, that's not horrible. We actually have a QB. We actually have a decent overall player, or at least like NFL backup caliber player at every position on offense, other than I guess like a couple O-line positions. So we'll take that. I kind of forgot we signed Dameon Pierce, so I guess Leach will be the number 2. He's gonna be our gadget, whatever the gadget does in Madden. I don't really know how he's gonna be used, but he might get some snaps. He isn't a bad overall there. We just gotta hope for good dev traits and hope for offensive rookie of the year from either Whitfield or Haskins. Haskins. And then the defense should honestly be decent. If it isn't, I might change the playbook because, I mean, it's a 79 overall. That's probably the lowest in the league, so I guess I would get it if it's the worst, but it shouldn't be the worst by a lot. I guess they probably will be on the field a lot because our offense is horrible, but whatever. We'll see. Yeah, the Vikings have an 80. We're only 1 overall behind them for defense, and the Falcons and the Chargers, so we're right there in oh, that's us. I'm stupid. I was gonna say. But yeah, we're right there in terms of defensive overall. We just need to get this offense right. I love doing goofy stuff like this, though. If y'all want to see more random, weird stuff like this, let me know in the comments. Be sure to leave a like if you want to see more like this. But all right, y'all know the team. Probably not gonna win many games still this year. At least we shouldn't expect to, but you never know with Madden Simulation. So let's get... Is there any point in us getting to the mid-season? I don't think so. Let's get to the end of the year once again, and we'll see how we do. But okay, we end up going 2-15. Honestly, I'm surprised we won a game. We hadn't at the mid-season, and I know 2-15 sounds horrible, but I feel like once we build an actual decent team, we'll start to do really well. At least I hope. Let's see. We got close to beating a few teams through here. We beat the Saints, and we beat the Colts. We almost beat the Texans. We got destroyed for a few weeks here. We destroyed the Colts, though. Got blown out by the Jags. That's tough. But I mean, 2 wins, we'll take that. Twice as many as we had last year. I don't know that we deserve any wins yet, necessarily. I mean, we have, what, receivers starting at guard? A running back and a receiver, I think. I guess only one running back now. Running back and a tight end, I should say. 2 tight ends, actually. But anyway, Earl Whitfield was decent. Definitely not good enough for Offensive Rookie of the Year, but he ended up doing better than he was at the midseason. At the midseason, he was horrible. Still threw more picks than touchdowns, but with the team around him, I get it. Dameon Pierce wasn't great, but with the blocking in front of him, I get it. But Lance Haskins, 1,200 yards, 9 touchdowns as a rookie. Let's hope he can win Offensive Rookie of the Year, because of course, no dev trait if it wants to load. There we go. So gotta hope for star, or maybe even superstar. Probably not superstar, but maybe star. But Gabe Davis was decent. Reyes was decent. Our tackles, our 2 actual tackles were probably our 2 worst linemen. The 2 tight ends and running back did better, because of course they did. It's Madden. But let's see. Decent amount of TFLs, and sack numbers were really similar to last year. 15.5 for Bentley, and that's about it. And then picks, 4 for Whitehead, 3 for Deloach. He's been really good. 2 for Douglas, and then 1 for a few players. Again, I doubt we're really gonna have any awards. We might be close for some, like maybe a defensive player of the year. Bentley at 4. Offensive Rookie of the Year, though. We need this. Josh Aldridge for the Patriots takes it. Haskins at 2. Maybe he still did well enough to get star dev. We'll see. Reyes at 6. Whitfield at 8. Tomlinson at 10. And Defensive Rookie of the Year, Phelps at 6. I didn't even see what he did, but maybe he was decent. That sucks, though. We needed that Offensive Rookie of the Year. Oh, yeah, and I want to see, do we have any other dev traits revealed yet? Okay, star. That's tough. We'll see what Leach has. I guess he could have superstar. I want him to play, but I don't think he got a single single, I guess he got snaps, but he didn't get any attempts, rushing attempts, or receptions. So I guess this playbook just doesn't use a gadget receiver at all, which, yeah, I guess that's fair. What playbooks do? Maybe the 49ers, but I don't want to change our playbook just to do that. But let's get into our second offseason, and this is where we could take a big jump if we get lucky. Still maybe need a couple linemen, but again, our 3 non-linemen did the best, so maybe we shouldn't target linemen at all. I don't think I will, but we'll definitely look for pass rush. It was weak. Our run defense should have been good, but I don't even think it was. No, it was horrible. But all right, let's get into the offseason, and let's hope for a big free agent class. I feel like that's kind of what we need. I don't know, we need a lot still. But okay, in free agency, I think I see what our strategy is going to be for defense. Actually, just out of curiosity, can we get Aiden Hutchinson? Maybe not. Damn it. Obviously, I was going to burn all 4 defensive spins on edge, but I don't think we can get Aiden Hutchinson. For offense, though, Zay Flowers, that might be kind of good. He really might be the only option I see here. Could go with Tucker Kraft, too. Could go with a tackle, but I don't really see one. Interior O-line should be an issue for us, but it really isn't for some reason. So, can we get Zay Flowers even? He already has 7 offers and he's not interested. Maybe. If not, Dontavian Wicks, maybe he's developed here. Jamison Williams. I feel like our offense is only a lower overall because of our interior O-line, but if I get these guys, they'll play worse than the guys we have. So if I want to fix our offense, I have to go interior O-line, but if I want to make our offense worse, then I would go interior O-line. Like, I don't know. Let's go receiver until they're either decent tackles or our current guards start to play bad. I don't know. Let's go receiver. We are gonna get receiver. Beautiful. Okay, I guess we'll try to go for Zay Flowers. I don't know if we can get him, but I'll go very player friendly. We'll see. But number 2, let's go tight end. I might just use tight end for all 3 of the last wheel spins. We get running back. We get quarterback. I'm good. If we get receiver, that might be decent. Receiver or tight end. I'll look at the running backs. Maybe there's someone there, but we get running back again. All right. I doubt it, but let me see. Like Zach Charbonnet is probably our best bet, but I might pass on that. We're fine with Tomlinson. Let's go over to the defense. Man, I would love Aiden Hutchinson. We just can't get him. Kayvon Thibodeau, he might not be bad. We really don't need much defense anymore. I could maybe go for Nick Cross. That might not be horrible. Let's start with edge. We'll see if we can get either Kayvon Thibodeau or I don't think George Karlaftis does well in Madden. Maybe Keon White. Maybe. I feel like I signed him recently and he was awful. Let's see though. For our first spin for edge, we are gonna get, it's gonna be safety, barely. I'm good on that. For defense, we're gonna be a lot more picky than the offense. We're going edge again here. It's gonna be defensive tackle, close again. I'm going edge again because we don't really need much else, at least on paper. I guess I can't say that because our defense was horrible, but I feel like getting pass rushers would really fix it. But all right, last spin for defense. We need edge, and we're not gonna get it. We are gonna get linebacker. If I would have just went with a safety, we would have had 3 decent chances there. We would have gotten safety, corner. We got corner, right? And linebacker. That would have been all decent options for safety. But is there a decent off-ball linebacker that could maybe play edge? Oh yeah, Drew Sanders. That might not be horrible. Carter Coughlin, I guess. Servassier Dennis. Malik Harrison. Does he count too much as an edge rusher? No, I mean, he's listed as a linebacker because he mostly is. All right, let's go with Drew Sanders. If we can get him another player that isn't interested, that has offers, we might be able to. If not, we'll go Dennis, probably. I feel like I got him in the last one of these I did. And maybe even Drew Sanders. I don't know, but just 2 players this year. I don't even honestly think we're gonna get either of these 2, but we gotta try. Both sign. We don't get either. Okay. Well, how about Jamison Williams? That wouldn't be bad. And Servassier Dennis. He's already 27 here. I thought he was a little younger, but that's fine. So a little bit underwhelming compared to what we were going with, but we'll take these 2 and let's get to the draft. We'll have to figure out what we're gonna do this year because I don't know. But all right, this year in the draft, like I said last year, we're gonna do this one a little different. We're kind of gonna do this in the opposite order of how we did last year, where I'm gonna call a position that we are gonna pick. I wonder if they're ever gonna fix this transparency glitch. We'll see. But I'm gonna call the position that we are gonna pick, and then we'll spin the wheel, and whatever position that lands on, I have to move a player from, say I pick quarterback and the wheel lands on tight end, end, I can pick any quarterback and move him to tight end, which I guess is a little easier than how I did it last year, but I mean, it's a little easier. Let me close the franchise so we can actually see the players we want to draft. Love this game, super well made. Multi-billion-dollar company, by the way. Their most popular mode, I'm pretty sure. But all right, with the number 1 pick, I think we're gonna spend this pick because we have enough. I guess we could trade down once, but we have 2 firsts, 2 seconds. I kind of want to go for a good player. Oh my God, dude. Jonathan Anderson, look at this lineman. Look at this lineman too. Both of these guys look insane. Honestly, Drescher might be better. He has way better strength. Both look ridiculous though. Taking a lineman is so risky, but we do kind of need one. We need a 5th for when one of our guys inevitably underperform, or a 6th, I should say. Need a good old swing tackle. I mean, swing tackles are more for injury, but for us, it's for underperformance. This draft class looks crazy. This guy looks really good. Guerrero looks really good. Ellison looks pretty good at tight end. Okay, let's pick. I don't know if I want to go with the safe pick. Let's go with Morgan Drescher. It's the risky one, but I think we're swinging for upside here. We're swinging for the best possible player we can get, at least I think. There are only 2 positions where he would be even decent, and that's tight end and O-line. We're hoping for O-line. Tight end wouldn't be horrible because he should have a really good dev trait regardless. We'll go O-line. Let's see what we get. It is gonna be tight end. That's kind of painful. I mean, that's the second best one, but it got so close to O-line. All right, well, we'll go Morgan Drescher out of Georgia. Only 21 years old, rank 5. Honestly, I kind of thought he would be number 1, but we'll take that. Should be a really, really good tight end. But pick 20. What should we do here? Should I go with a receiver? We could go Tyson Richardson. I feel like receivers are pretty safe. I think quarterback is the riskiest to go with because they can really only play QB most of the time, maybe running back. Running back is iffy because they're sometimes okay at receiver and tight end, maybe. Receiver is the safest. They can play running back and tight end. I didn't realize this guy's name is Antonio Brown. Tight end might also be one of the safest. Receiver, tight end, and O-line they can play sometimes. O-line can play too, so we could go with a tight end. I mean, we just got a tight end. Like, if we land on tight end with Gresham, I'm gonna be pissed, but he looks good. Let's go with the receiver. Let's go Tyson Richardson. Well, I don't know for sure if we're gonna take him. Let's see what position we get first. Maybe we won't, because he's probably gonna have normal dev, but we get tight end again. Well, at least I went with a receiver. That was a pretty good pick. Which one should we take then? Because he's only 5'11". Antonio Brown might be pretty good, but physical receivers in Madden 26 are awful. Even if they look good, like, I don't even think Chambers would be all that good. Maybe, but I don't know. He does have great speed. Should we go Richardson or Chambers? Does it show run block? It does. It looks like Chambers is maybe the better blocker. Possibly has A. He ran a 4.4. All right, we'll take him. Probably not a great overall, but yeah, he's fine. There's a little, I thought he would be ranked like 40. He's ranked 29. That's pretty close, but should be a decent tight end too. I guess we could start him. We'll see. So pick 2 tight ends in the first round. That's an interesting strategy. Can't say I would do that in real life, but all right. We should go with an edge rusher here. We might go Eric Coyle. Should I just swing on edge rushers for the rest of the draft? I mean, at least for this round, maybe the next pick, or at least for these next 2 picks, probably. If we can get lucky and get either Coyle, Swain, or Burns, that would be okay. We'll see. So let's spin the wheel. We're going edge. Give me edge. We are gonna get linebacker. Okay. That's probably the second best one we could get. Let's go Cam Palumbo. I guess I should go with one with better strength, right? But I don't know. Everything else looked pretty good for him. There isn't one with crazy good strength, though. How about Ethan Bauer? I'd rather go Palumbo. Let's take him. Rank 55. He's okay. Does have hidden. We'll take that. Let's go edge again. Well, let me see. Are they still here? No, they're not. Brett Moore is here, but Oh, Burns is here. All right, we'll see. I feel like we haven't been as lucky this year, at least in the draft. We are gonna get linebacker again. All right, let's go with Ethan Bauer this time. Rank 61, got him at 52. We'll take that. Hidden dev, surprisingly. We've been 3 for 3 on run stopper linebackers having hidden. That's crazy. And then this will probably be the last pick I show just for the sake of time. Let's go with Burns is still here. We did get 2 edge rushers, but I don't know if they'll play well. I feel like that's enough, though. Let's go. Last pick I'm going to show. Is there anyone good we have scouted? We could go, like, receiver again, see where they end up playing. Could go O-line. Let's actually go O-line. We still need a 6th. I forgot about that. I don't know if any of these guys look great, but they would definitely be better than what we have. Maybe Weldon, but I don't know. He doesn't look too great. Maybe Caldwell. Projected UDFA, though. I don't know. We need to pick one of them. Let's go O-line. Let's spin it. What position are we going to get? It is going to be... Oh, receiver. That might be the worst one other than QB. For some reason, I thought it was going to get close to O-line. I got excited for a second. Let's go with... Who's the strongest? Who has no great strength even? I guess Victor Fox weighs the most. Who actually looks decent? That might be the better strat to try to get hidden dev. I don't know. Manu Vega looks decent, but I doubt he's a good blocker at 192 pounds. I don't know. Let's just go with the best player. Oh, I guess we have him scouted. He's a 2nd to 3rd round talent. That's fine. Rank 66. Got him at 65. Hidden dev for a slot receiver? We got so lucky with dev traits this year. That's insane. But all right, here is how we did in the draft. I already moved everyone's position, obviously, but both tight ends we got are very, very good. Morgan Drescher was an 81 at tackle, but went up to an 86 at tight end. Not a very good receiver, so that's why I was almost thinking we should maybe start Chambers over him. Chambers was a 77 at receiver, went up to a 79 at tight end, so he's good there. He's not showing up for some reason. Where is he? I saw something on Instagram, like, it was funny because I was wondering if this could happen, but sometimes when I'm creating a coach, it'll show like the last player I had pulled up in Madden. It'll show them in place of the coach at first, but it did that with Roger Goodell when someone had Keon White pulled up. It had Keon White's card and everything, but it had Roger Goodell standing next to the, I guess, like where the player would be. This game is so fucked up, man. How do they manage to break so much copy and pasting the game? Like, not only do they not fix anything, they add more garbage to it. They break more. I don't know how they do it. But anyway, both Palumbo and Bauer, I just realized they have the exact same face, but they're decent at edge. Palumbo went down 2 overall, but Bauer stayed the same. And I can't remember, was Vegas a lineman, or did I try to make him a tight end? I don't know. It doesn't really matter anyway. He's only a 30 overall there, but we did actually get one actual lineman, actually. Corey Melvin at center. I guess we're gonna leave him there because our center spot wasn't great last year. We'll see. Tackle was also bad, but we'll see how he does at center. And then I wanted a defensive tackle. We got a linebacker, and I wanted a safety. We got a linebacker. We got linebacker for every defensive position. I don't know how we did it, but all right, let's get into year 3. And this year we could win a few games. I don't want to promise it, but this is where we should start to become competitive-ish. We'll see. But all right, here is a look at the team heading into year 3. Up to a 78. We're not even horrible anymore. I mean, again, I don't think we're gonna do super well this year, but we could win. I would say our max is like 5 games, which at this point we will easily take that. At this point, we just need good free agents and to get a little bit luckier with the drafts. I mean, it hasn't been horrible though. I feel like this has gone better than the last time I did it. But let's see, we actually have some good dev traits. I don't know if I don't remember if I showed yet, but Leach has superstar. Samuels, our 12 overall 3rd string QB, has superstar. Drescher, for some reason, got revealed as superstar. I don't know why it got, did he gain it? Maybe he gained it. No, I don't know why his got revealed already. I guess he already played enough snaps. I don't know. And Haskins gained star, thankfully. But yeah, this is how the offense is looking. Should be better, I would hope. It's looking pretty decent now. And then the defense, looking almost NFL caliber. We will absolutely take that. Phelps went up to superstar. That's nice. I was hoping Asante, or not, I was hoping Kalen DeLoach could go up to superstar. I guess I don't know how much that would have happened, or how much that would have helped. He's probably already 27 or 8, but no, only 26. I guess that would have been nice, but whatever. But yeah, either way, pieces on our defense have played well. We just need to have it play well as a whole. And I think I'm going to start Bauer instead of Reader. Just note to self, the defensive tackle at edge rusher thing doesn't really work out. I mean, I guess statistically, DJ Reader had a career year, but he's a nose tackle, so makes sense that he didn't light up the stat sheet. So yeah, I think we'll start Bauer. But other than that, mostly everything on defense is the same as last year, just a new DT2. So let's get to the mid-season point this year, because we could have some wins. I don't want to promise it. I don't want to be disappointed when we're 0-7. We'll see how we're doing, though. Okay, I shouldn't have said that. We are 0-7 at the mid-season. Let's see. We don't have the worst offense, but we do have the worst defense in the league. That shouldn't really happen. I mean, we apparently have a higher overall defense than the Colts here. I mean, both are an 81, but they have the 7th best defense in the league. We're dead last. Man, I still don't know what defensive offensive playbook is good in this game. Sometimes I like the Patriots. Most of the time it works out. We'll try the Patriots. Let's see how that goes. I've had it be the best in the league twice, the worst in the league once. So it'll probably end up being the worst this year just because when you change it mid-season, it doesn't really do anything, but hopefully for next year it's good. Oh, and Whitfield's already been sacked 29 times. I don't even want to know how many sacks that's on pace for. All right, who's the issue? Our highest overall lineman, of course, Jedrick Wills. Or maybe he's not the highest anymore, but probably really close. Honestly, none of our linemen are doing well. But Wills is probably doing the worst, so let's try... Should we try Victor Fox, the 35 overall or whatever he is? I don't know. I think maybe the best option is Miller Forrestall, because at least he's not, you know, in the 30s. I don't know, but like if we bench one of them, the rest will still be terrible. Let's see. We'll try him out. We'll see how it goes. Can't really get any worse than 0-7. Well, can't get any worse than no wins, necessarily. But for re-signings, Rasul Douglas, Juwan Bentley, we'll probably re-sign everyone just because, like, we don't have that many players on the team. It's not very expensive to begin with, obviously. So we'll go player friendly for Douglas. He takes it. Probably is gonna retire soon, but it is what it is. Juwan Bentley will go 2 years, 38. He resigns. I don't know how he hasn't gotten superstar dev yet, but Keith Randolph, I guess I'm not gonna show all these, and then we'll see about the rest of them. But all right, let's get to the end of the year, and let's hope we can win a few games. Ooh, okay, let's maybe forget this year ever happened. We end up going 1-16. I said 5 wins. Earl Whitfield got sacked 76 times. I mean, I know our O-line sucks, but it was better when we had receivers playing O-line. Corey Melvin allowed 17 sacks at center as an actual center. I would love to know what the record is in real life for sacks allowed from a center, because I bet you it isn't even half. I mean, maybe it's half. And he only played 800. Why did he played less snaps than any of our other linemen? Okay, whatever. Let's see. Phillips led the team in tackles. TFL's 16 for Bauer, and sacks 10 for Bauer led the team. 7.5 for Bentley. That's about it. 4.5 for Palumbo, but we'll take that for Bauer. And picks 2 for Watts, Deloach, and Samuel, and 1 for a few players. Again, let's try to forget this year ever happened. Micah Parsons up there for MVP. We'll have to see what he did. Haskins 2 for Offensive Player of the Year. Oh yeah, I kind of just skipped over rushing and receiving. 1,200 yards and 15 touchdowns for Haskins. I mean, that's good, but that's really number 2 for Offensive Player of the Year. That seems kind of wild, but let's see. Bauer does take Defensive Rookie of the Year. We'll take that. But like I said, let's forget this year ever happened. I think this was our unlucky year. It usually comes in 2027 or 2028. Like in Madden 25, it was either 2026 or 2027. But all right, let's get into free agency. Vita Vea is a 97 overall. I want another glitch. I wonder if they're gonna fix. Probably not, because it's franchise, but defensive tackles, they go up like 7, 8 overall once they load into franchise. I don't know exactly how much it is, but it's weird. I don't know how they managed to do that, but let's see. Honestly, I don't know who I would want here. I mean, maybe some linemen, but like, not Drew Dahlman. How did Christian Mahogany do? Okay, 10 sacks allowed. Just every lineman kind of sucks in this game. Dominic Pooney, 8 sacks allowed from right guard. I think we'll just draft some linemen, like a lot of them. We might only draft linemen this year to try to get it fixed, but let's see. I guess I'm just gonna spin for running back. I mean, we do not run the ball at all, but there's nobody else I really want here. Let's just see if we can get Josh Jacobs, one of the best performing players in this game. Let's see. We're gonna spend all 4 spins on running back. We get tight end. I'm good. We get O-line, quarterback. I guess it's gonna be O-line. I'm good. Number 3, we get O-line again, it looks like. Fun. And final offensive spin. Come on. It's gonna be O-line for the 3rd time in a row. Maybe I should have picked O-line. I mean, again, I don't think they would have played well, but I guess it would have been better than getting nothing. I guess, maybe not actually. But for defense, I mean, I think we should go defensive tackle, right? Either defensive tackle, edge, maybe, or safety wouldn't be bad. Xavier McKinney. How does he do though? Well, not nearly as good as real life, obviously. I think we'll just go defensive tackle. We'll use the same strategy we used for offense because that worked out super well. But let's see. First spin. Can we get defensive tackle? We get corner. I'm good. We get corner safety. I guess 6, corner again. Number 3, we are gonna get corner again. Apparently it thinks we need a corner. Can I like, okay, well, wheel spin 4. Maybe, is it gonna go to linebacker? We do get defensive tackle, thankfully. Now we'll see if we can get Vita Vea. Even if we don't, I don't think we will, but there are some pretty decent options other than him. Brian Brzee is really developed here. Did that say he's asking 37 mil a year? Did I read that right? Hold on. Okay, no, 17. I don't know how I read 37. I think he'll be the move. Let me check out his stats, actually. Just because, like, if I sign someone like Vita Vea or Jonathan Allen, they're going to retire within a year. Also, Odigizua is going to regress. I think Brzee's the best option. So he's going to be our one signing for this year. He does sign. That's better than nothing. We needed a defensive tackle. Ooh, Bauer went straight from normal to, star to X Factor. I forgot to check our dev traits, but apparently they're pretty good. Let's see, on offense, Haskins went up to superstar. Fox has X Factor. Maybe I should have tried him out, but oh well. Chambers has X Factor. Asante Samuel Jr. went up to superstar, and Simmons went up to X Factor. We'll take that. But all right, let's get into the draft once again. We'll probably draft one defensive tackle, but like I said, the rest is going to be O-line. But all right, in the draft, I think here's how we're gonna do it. I was planning on doing something goofy where I make one big wheel with all positions on it, offense and defense, but we get to spin it twice for each player. But I was like, what would really be the point of that? Because that would probably make it harder, which we don't really need, because we could get some situations where we have to move offensive players to defense and defensive players to offense. That wouldn't be fun. I don't think we should do that. That was the plan for year 3, so I think we're gonna go back to how we did it last year. I thought that was the better way to do it, but I definitely think we're gonna trade this pick away. Like, I don't know who I would pick here. Let's trade down probably to 10. We might do the exact same thing we did the first year, where we trade down to 10 and then down to 18, because I wouldn't mind extra picks this year. Gotta find who has pick 10. All right, we'll get a bunch of picks to move down to number 10. Now let's trade down to 18. Actually, let me look at the defensive tackles. I focus scouted some defensive tackles. Are they decent? Saxton and Woodson are decent, but not great. I might go with Troy Boone later. You know, I could also do this draft different. I could do kind of the opposite of last year where, hold on, I'm confusing myself. I need to remember how I did it last year. I could do the opposite where I call the position I want, like say I want a receiver, but then I spin the wheel and whatever that lands on, I have to move a player from that position to receiver. But I guess that's kind of just how we did it in year 1, right? So never mind. Well, not really. At least I'm deciding who I get to pick here. I don't know if I feel like doing that. I'm gonna confuse myself. I don't know why, but that really hurts my brain. But all right, good old interdivision trade here. We're gonna trade down to 18 and pick up a 2nd round pick. And with this pick, what should I go with first? I want a lineman. Let's get a lineman. I'm gonna go with offensive line until we get one. I'm confident we can get a defensive tackle later if we need to. I want a lineman. Give me a lineman. Come on. We are gonna get running back. I think I already said this, but this is basically how we just do free agency, but I can't really opt out of signing the player if I decide I don't want him. Well, who's gonna play offensive line for us? Does it show blocking stats? It shows pass blocking, I guess. Let's go Zach Martin. Sure. Only good strength, though. Who cares? Rank 76, really? I thought he'd be a lot better than that, but it doesn't really matter. He's gonna be a 30-something regardless. Round 2, do I even need to say what we're going for? We are gonna get, man, I saw it starting to slow down. We get running back again. I'm debating, like, starting to cut some of these out where we don't land on what I want, because, like, it's just disappointing. Rank 79 for Lamar Hayes. He was the strongest running back. Come on, O-line, please. We are gonna get O-line. Beautiful. Are there any good ones left? That's the question. Ooh, there are. Enriquez, 1st round talent. I think he's the last one left, but I mean, that's fine by me. At least there is one. I don't think I saw a top 5 talent, so this is perfect. I would guess a lower 1st round talent. Well, rank 16, that's not bad. Hidden dev, beautiful. Hopefully he actually plays okay. I still feel like we need more linemen though. I'm gonna go for another until we get one more. Then we'll go with a defensive tackle. Okay, we get QB. We get running back at least. That's a little better. Barely. Maybe I should say we're going for a running back. Not that we need one, one, but it's better than having to move him to offensive line. Ooh, that's a lot of A ratings for Johnny Carmichael. Projected UDFA, but I mean, oh, he has poor speed. Okay, maybe not a great player, but you're getting picked anyway. Ranked 18 with poor speed? Really? I guess he has good acceleration, but okay. All right, again, give me an offensive lineman. We are gonna get, I would take tight end. It's gonna be receiver. Who's a strong receiver? Joey Ramirez? Is he a good blocker? We'll take him. Ranked 251. All right, and this might be the last pick I show. Offensive line, please. We are gonna get offensive line again. Beautiful. Are there any decent ones left? I mean, even if there aren't, they'll be miles better than what we have. There's some, second to third round talent. Enrique Williams, not a scheme fit, but I don't know if I really care. Oh, another one down here, Josh Cohen. Oh, and another one down here, Alonzo Moore. He is a scheme fit. I'll go with him. Rank 54, hidden dev, beautiful. But all right, I'll make the rest of these picks and we'll see how we did. Okay, this sounds like cap, but literally the first pick after I stopped recording. Oh, I just closed out of it. We got defensive tackle. So we ended up going with Torrey Boone, rank 31. This is the guy I was showing earlier. Unfortunately, no dev trait, but I mean, he's a good player and that's what we need. So we'll take it. But all right, here's how we did in the draft. We at least got a few good players. Of course, Enriquez got to stay as an offensive lineman. We got Alonzo Moore as an offensive lineman. Torrey Boone is a 78 overall defensive tackle. And then we also got Enrique Williams at guard. So I think we have a full offensive line of actual linemen, which may or may not be a good thing. We'll see. It might be better to start the 30-something overalls. It legitimately was better the first year than it was last year, but we'll see. We got what we needed from this draft. We really had to force it, but we got it eventually. So we'll take it. There was an 86 overall safety. Damn. But we did good. We'll take it. Okay, I don't know if I'm crazy. Let me try this again. I'm moving these two quarterbacks to running back. Oh, I guess it spent all the points. I moved the two quarterbacks to running back so I can upgrade their elusive back to try to make them hopefully higher than a 12 overall scrambler QB so I can actually upgrade them at that position. But I clicked on elusive back for Hill and it spent all 4 upgrade points, but he only went up 1 elusive back overall from a 36 to a 37. Why is that? Is that another glitch or am I being stupid? Because he had 4 and it only went up 1 and it spent all of them. This game, man, it's something else. Okay, wait, let me see. Apparently it didn't spend Eric Samuel's upgrade points, so I moved him back to running back. Let me use all 3 on elusive back. It uses all 3 now for some reason. He went up 2 overall as a... What? Okay, this time he at least went up 2 overall as an elusive back. Oh, I think I know what it's doing. If I use it on elusive back, it uses 1 on elusive back, then I think it uses the other 2 on power back. What if I want to use all 3 on elusive back? Maybe that's something I can change in settings. I don't know. Let me know if it is. Probably not though. Sometimes I complain about stuff and then people in the comments are like, that's in settings, bro. And I feel stupid, but I don't know if this would be. Maybe it is. But all right, here is a look at the team heading into year 4, right? Yeah, year 4. This will probably be our second to last year. I mean, I definitely can't promise that because we haven't gone above 2 wins yet. And I want to be at least, my goal is definitely at least to make the playoffs with this team, which would be kind of ridiculous, but obviously we want to win a Super Bowl. So we're probably going to have to do more than 5 years, we'll see. But we're up to an 84 overall. This isn't a horrible team anymore. We have an actual offensive line now, for the most part. I mean, it's not a great one, but they're all real linemen. And this defense looks pretty good. Surprisingly, our offense is a higher overall than our defense now. I don't really get how, but sure. I mean, I guess I get it, but this should be our best year yet. A full year with the new defensive playbook. Again, an actual offensive line now, and at the midseason, we'll probably bench some of them because they'll inevitably underperform. But speaking of that, let's get into this season, and I don't even want to say anything about what our record could be at the midseason because last year that went so poorly. Let's just see how we do. Ooh, okay, we are 2-5 at the midseason. Not as good as I hoped to be, but the best we've been so far, and seeing the Patriots be 7-0 does give me some hope. They have the second best defense in the league, so it seems like our defensive playbook must be good. It just isn't yet for us. And our offense isn't the worst in the league anymore. We just need our defense to start playing better. Whitfield looks like he's doing better. I'm sure I'm going to bench someone on the O-line. We'll see. Jedrick Wills, again, of course. The rest could be worse, though. Okay, Bauer has 7 sacks, but 1 pick so far on the year. Not great. I do remember that was the issue with this defensive playbook. All right, let's bench Jedrick Wills for... Who's a backup? Williams? Sure. Sure. Don't know that he'll do better, but at least he's younger. But all right, for re-signings, who do we have? Ryan Watts we'll keep. We'll probably just keep all these guys because still, we have a lot of cap space and we don't have that many players on the team. Kalen DeLoach, that's a pretty big one. We'll go very player friendly because why not? He's super cheap and he's played super well. But all right, that's all there is for us to do here, I think. So let's get to the end of the year and let's hope our defense starts doing a little bit better. It should. I think it will eventually. I hope. Okay, we end up going 6-11 though. We'll take that. The best we've done so far. Are we finally showing some hope? Earl Whitfield only sacked 57 times this year. I say only, but that might be the least amount of times I've seen a QB sack in Madden 26. He was okay. Dameon Pierce was okay. Lance Haskins, though, 1,600 yards and 17 touchdowns, 900 for Williams. And let's see. Okay, Logan Brown, he needs a new deal. He's not going to get one. Alonzo Moore wasn't great, but we've had worse. Enriquez wasn't as bad as Enriquez was a full-time starter. Oh, Enriquez and Enrique Williams. Great, that's not confusing. He was about as bad as Wills, but a little better technically. Whatever, we'll let Logan Brown go and we'll get a new right tackle, hopefully. But Ryan Watts led the team in tackles. Good amount of TFLs and sacks. 17.5 for Bauer. If we could have two of our pass rushers do well at the same time, we would be absolutely cooking. But one guy does great and the rest are not great. But picks, we had 3 total on the year. Not ideal, but Jackson Dart wins MVP, all right. But Lance Haskins wins Offensive Player of the Year. That's huge. Didn't go to a QB for the first time in Madden 26, I'm pretty sure. Feels like it at least. Let's see, Bauer at 3 for Defensive Player of the Year. Any rookies? No. I guess I don't know who we really could have even had other than the defensive tackle, and I don't think he did anything really. But we'll take that. 6-11 for this team. Sounds good. I do want to check, though. Up to an 86. I guess I maybe should have started at or checked at the beginning of the year, but oh well. How close are we to decent? We're better than the Saints in terms of roster talent. We're the same as the Packers and the Jags and the Falcons. Better than the Colts, better than the Cowboys, better than the Cardinals. We actually have a decent team now. Not great, but for what we're doing, it's pretty good. But all right, this is a big off season. I'm not sure what we're gonna do in free agency, but I feel like we should sign some free agents. I guess it depends on who's available. If there's a really good QB, we might have to go for one, or running back, or number 2 receiver maybe. I don't like going with linemen in free agency. They never play well. And then maybe a pass rusher on defense, maybe a corner or a DB. I don't know, our secondary got a lot of picks with the old playbook, not this one though, but that's fine because I think it's better overall. We'll see what we want to do though. But all right, for the rest of our re-signings, ooh, Ryan Watts got superstar. We'll go very player friendly. Hopefully we can keep him. He's developed really well. Is he even on a team in real life? Well, I guess he was a free agent, so probably not. I think he was on like the Steelers maybe. Oh, he's retired. Okay. Oh yeah, he medically retired. Why is he still in Madden? I don't know. Everyone else will let go. I feel like we can replace him. But all right, let's get into free agency. This could be our final free agent class if we win a Super Bowl next year. That's the goal. I mean, it's very unlikely, but could happen. Crazier things have happened, that's for sure. Especially in Madden. But all right, let's see who's available. Ooh, Josh Hines-Allen, Brandon Ayuk, Jalen Hurts. Now, I was talking about a quarterback that does well in Madden, and he definitely does. Might have to think about that. Jordan James, how does he do? I was a big fan of him. I guess he's been hurt all preseason, but I thought he was good at Oregon. It doesn't look like, I mean, it's tough to say because he's barely gotten any carries, but it doesn't look like he's done great. Man, I think we're just gonna go for Jalen Hurts. I feel bad replacing our QB, but like, I want one that plays better. Bo Nix does well too, but not as well as Jalen Hurts, it looks like. Wait, I always get ahead of myself. Could we even get Jalen Hurts if we wanted to? Yeah, we could. Okay, let's see if we can get him. We get 4 attempts at QB. Let's see how lucky we can get here. Spin 1. We are gonna land on O-line, it looks like. Close, right next to it. Spin 2. We are gonna land on QB. I feel like I've had good luck in this rebuild. I don't know what's happening. We'll try neutral to start out, just because we still get a lead with that. I mean, I don't know how much I want to risk it, but going player friendly for a QB is expensive. Can we get Brandon Ayuk? He has more offers, so I don't think so. Maybe if we go player friendly. Okay, let me see. I'll spend these other 2 spins on receiver. Let me remember to show it. So let's see. Oh man, my luck is actually good today. What is this? All right, I'm not gonna offer him yet because we are running out of cap space. I guess we can restructure though. Let me go player friendly. And I think I'm only gonna use 3 of my offensive spins because I don't know who else I would even want. What am I trying to do? Let me scroll down. I still get so confused with where they move everything. But let's restructure all the deals we can. I guess I don't know how many we can restructure, but some of them. Might even have to make some releases like maybe Christian Wilkins. He just really hasn't played well. How much would that save? 14 mil? How much cap do we have? 29? Yeah, we'll get rid of him. And Jedrick Wills, he's horrible. Get out of here. So now, I guess we still have one more offensive spin if I really wanted to get one. You know what? Let's see if we get running back. I don't know who I would even sign, but just for fun. We might. We get QB, it looks like. Okay, whatever. That's fine. Let's get to defense, and what we obviously want here is an edge rusher. I don't know how much else we even need on the defensive side of the ball. Like, our secondary didn't play well last year, but I don't think it's going to play well regardless in this playbook, so that's fine. I don't think there's anything we can do about it. We're just going to hope that our defense is good despite that. Yeah, there really aren't any other, like, major upgrades, unless we want to get TJ Sanders. He developed a lot here. All right, we're going edge. Let's see if we can get lucky. First spin out of 4. We are going to land on, looks like corner safety. Safety. Okay. Spin 2. We are going to land on safety again, right next to edge. Spin 3. We are going to land on edge. So we do, assuming we can afford him. I maybe should have checked first, but I guess we get one regardless. Josh Hines-Allen. We can get a lead for him. Am I going very player friendly? I want to make sure. We'll even up it a little more just because I see the Colts are kind of close. It always makes me scared. And I guess we have one more spin for defense, right? Let's go safety. Sure, why not? Kevin Winston might be nice. I don't know. Or some safety. What are we gonna get? We might get safety. What is my luck been today? All right, Kevin Winston, I guess? I mean, I guess we don't even have the cap for him. Why'd I do that? We'll see. If I want a safety, we can get one. Oh, it looks like he has been awful. Okay, I'm good. But all right, these 3, let's hope they sign. These would be massive additions. Can we get them? Ooh, okay. 2 out of 3 sign, Ayuk and Hines-Allen. We do get both, but Jalen Hurts didn't sign yet, and now the Dolphins are tied with us for our offer. So let's restructure. Nope, not our scheme. We're really not a good scheme fit for any offensive scheme though. But let's restructure. Which one would save more, Ayuk or Hines-Allen? Hines-Allen, okay. And now if we go player friendly, 5 years, 348 mil for Jalen Hurts. Gross, but we need him. He does sign. What a free agent class. I mean, despite that, we somehow didn't go up in overall, but those should be 3 players that do very, very well. But all right, we are going to be trading Whitfield to the Eagles for an extra first-round pick. It's a late first. I feel like that's fair. I feel like he's a high upside guy too, so this is probably going to age poorly for us, maybe, but I guess we swap QBs here. We get Jalen Hurts and a first-round pick, and they get Whitfield on a much cheaper contract, so I guess it is what it is. But heading into the draft, we're going to need 2 tackles, and I guess Rasul Douglas and Justin Simmons retired, so probably going to need to draft a corner and a safety or 2 and a lineman or 2, but I think that was kind of the plan anyway, so that's probably fine. Not like any of those positions did well for us last year. But all right, in the draft, we pick at 2, 6, and 29. I don't know what we're going to do with these picks. They might be a waste, but if they are, there's not really anything I can do about it. Just depends on how lucky we get with the wheel. But what should we go with first? I'm thinking these tackles did look pretty good. At least Enrique Wilson did. I can't do another Enrique. We can't have 3 on the offensive line. Or I guess one's an Enriquez, but still, we can't do that. Let me see. If he doesn't go at 1, he looks so good that I'm going to have to take him, but he probably will go at 1. He does. That's fine. I might go O-line still. Brandon Banks looks fine. He ran a 4.73. Okay. Maybe he is pretty good. I mean, I don't know if I would go just off that, but that's pretty good. Because if we don't go with him, like, it's either we trade down or we go with a pass rusher, which we might not need, or that's about it. There is a safety that looks really good. Should we go safety? I guess we could get one later, though. Top 5 talent for Sharpton. All right, let's try to get a lineman here. We'll see how lucky we get. Let's spin the wheel, and let's see if we land on O-line. We are gonna get, I would take tight end. That's not bad. That's the second best. Don't know which one we're gonna pick, but one of them. Are we really going to take a projected UDFA at number 2 or wherever we are? I don't know. Trey McAllister looks pretty good. He's the second strongest. Not that slow, though. It looks like he had the best blocking ratings, though. Probably. I guess Anderson could have all A's, too. Is he stronger? He's not. Okay. At least he didn't put up more reps. I don't know. So let's go with Trey McAllister at a blocking tight end at number 2 overall. That might be a new record for me, at least. Rank 94, not amazing, but hidden dev, of course. But all right, pick 6. Let's go with the safety, or at least try to. That's what we'll try to do until the top 5 talents are gone, probably. We are gonna get linebacker. Okay. Don't know what we're gonna do with that, but we'll figure something out. I mean, that could be worse, actually, if one was actually good in coverage. I mean, Walker looks fine. Pick might be Walker or Davenport, but I have like a vendetta against pass coverage linebackers, or they have a problem with me. I don't know. They're always horrible when I pick them. Whether they look good or not, they're always horrible. Let's go with Cole Walker. Doesn't look amazing, but looks like the best option we have. Rank 48. I maybe could have found a better one, but pick 29. Do we go safety or O-line here? I know I said I was going to go safety, but could go O-line too. I don't see an amazing one left, though, at least that we have scouted. So we'll go safety again. Again, until Sharpton's gone. Let's see what we land on. We are going to get... Ooh, it's going to be close. It's going to be edge. Damn it. It was really close. All right, well, who's the fastest? That's really all we can go off of. I guess Wayne Ramos or... Yeah, looks like he's the fastest. Is he decent looking? Maybe we should just go with the best looking speed rusher. Like, who's the best looking player? Like, Bradfield, is he fast-ish? Solid speed, good excel. I don't know. How does Ramos look? I mean, could be worse. I'm still gonna go with who I think is the better player, which is Bradfield. Okay, maybe I was wrong. Rank 121. I mean, I figured he wasn't gonna be great as a slow speed rusher, but I thought he'd be like 50 something. Damn. All right, let's go safety. Again, can we get a safety? At a certain point, we're not gonna need one anymore, I guess. Ooh, I would take corner. That's not bad. I mean, I didn't see a top 5 talent there, but not bad. Oh no, he's still here. I was gonna say he was gone. He's still here. I looked at the free safeties on accident. Who should we go with, though? Bayer looks pretty good. Watkins looks pretty good if we're moving him to safety. Maybe Woods and Bennett. Lots of zone corners. I kind of like Bayer, even though he's not a zone corner. He just looks like the best player, so let's take him. I guess that didn't work out well last time I did that, but rank 21, got him at 34. Normal dev, damn it, but he looks pretty good. But all right, is the safety still here? We still kind of need more. I still don't think we've gotten a great one. We're gonna have a lot of safeties, but that might not be a horrible thing with how bad our secondary was. Safety, come on. Just when I was saying we were starting to get lucky for once in a rebuild. We get corner again. All right, let's go Adrian Watkins. Great speed, great excel, great strength, A zone, A tackle. That should be nice. As safety. Rank 31. Hidden dev. Okay, I think we might be good on picking safeties now. Well, I bet that guy's definitely gone. Okay, that was the last safety we're gonna take, thankfully. He's still not gone? Dude, until he's off the board, I'm gonna be tempted. Honestly, he doesn't even look that good. I'm surprised he's a top 5 talent. He must be number 5, unless he's insanely fast. Okay, he might be. What? He ran a 4.46 and that's elite for everything? This game is so fucked up, man. What do you mean? I mean, that's a good 40 for a 200-pound safety, but okay. Let's just take lineman for the rest of the draft. Or this will probably be the last pick I show anyway, but I'll take lineman. Give me a good one. Come on. Give me a lineman. We get receiver. Not great. Let's go with Braylon Edison. Sure. This will be the last pick I show. He only has good strength, but whatever. He's going to be a 30-something anyway. Rank 166, normal dev. Okay. He had A to C run blocking or whatever, so that's why I picked him. But all right, here is how he did in possibly, hopefully, our final draft of the rebuild. As you can see, I was really trying to get an actual lineman, and we didn't get one, but McAllister's okay at tackle. We got some good safeties. Walker and Watkins are both 78s. Bayer's fine, and Bradfield is at least rosterable, I guess. Maybe. The rest of these guys, I don't know how many are going to make the team. We got pretty unlucky, but at least we got some good players. A few of them, at least. Ooh. Oh, that's us. Oh, okay, I was going to say. I saw a 62 overall player go at number 2. I forgot what we were doing. But all right, let's get into year 5. And this should hopefully be our best year yet again. So we'll see. If it's not, I'm going to be upset. But all right, it looks like we are up to an 87 overall. We we will absolutely take that. Definitely a different looking offense compared to last year. Biggest change, of course, being Jalen Hurts. We'll see how he does. I rarely use him in Madden for some reason. I guess I never really do Eagles rebuilds, obviously, and I normally draft a QB if I'm going to change quarterbacks, but we'll see how he does. The O-line is all decent. I want to see what Martinez is ranked for right tackles. Probably not great, but is he passable? Ranked 75. Okay, that's third string, but it is what it is. Should develop, I hope. If he sucks, I honestly might put Fox in, just because he has X-Factor. We'll see. I don't know. But here's how the defense is looking now with Josh Hines-Allen, 2 new safeties. We could maybe use another corner. I didn't show, but I think it was last year I did a wheel spin and we got Max Melton as our 4th corner because we lost our 4th corner. I don't remember what happened to him. And then this year we got safety, so we got Billy Bowman to be our 4th corner. So not bad, but this... I can't say this team as a whole should develop super well because we kind of have some older players, but guys like our safeties, Bauer and Phelps are still pretty young. Most of the O-line, they should all develop a lot. So we're an 89 now. We could end up, or no, we're an 87 now. We could end up as good as an 89. We'll see. But I do want to check. Okay, we are a higher over. Ooh, the 49ers are an 84. We're like considerably higher of an overall than some teams now. So we're doing okay. We're not like a great roster, but we're mid, which is amazing for what we're doing. I feel like I've said that a million times, but just want to point that out. When we're 0-7 at the mid-season, we won't deserve it, but hopefully not. Hopefully we're good. We deserve to be pretty good. Let's get to the mid-season and we'll see what happens. I'm a little worried, I'm not gonna lie. Damn it. We are 1-5 at the midseason. What's going wrong this year? Okay, Jalen Hurts isn't doing as good as I would have hoped. Sacked 27 times already. Didn't he only get sacked like 30-something times last year? I feel like in Madden, he's wearing number 19. I feel like in Madden 25, I feel like I compare this game to Madden 25 a lot, but I feel like that's a fair comparison. I feel like sacks were more of a quarterback stat, which I kind of like, because if your offensive line sucked, you could switch quarterbacks and fix it most of the time. If you couldn't fix your offensive line by changing all the players over and over until you luck into ones that actually play well. But this year, I don't know. I was hoping it would be that way, because he hasn't gotten sacked that many times compared to others. This would still be a ton for real life, but that's probably the least here. But he's on pace for, I don't even know how many. 27 sacks through 6 games. What's the math there? I'm actually curious. On pace to get sacked 76 times. I love this game. Nothing wrong with it. It's perfect. Let's bench our entire offensive line, including our 85 overall superstar or whatever he is. Yeah. But all right, for re-signings this year, we got some interesting ones. Lance Haskins, we obviously want back. He isn't interested, but we'll go 7 years, 284. Hopefully that's enough. Oh, we don't have the cap space to do that. We have a decent amount of players here. Lance Haskins, Brennan Phelps, Damian Pierce, Juwan Bentley. Well, we'll probably be able to restructure deals at the end of the year, I hope. So I think we can get these players back. But now with hopefully a better offensive line, a lower overall offensive line, but hopefully better, we'll see how we do. Okay, we actually end up with our best record so far, 7-10. No playoffs yet, but we'll take that. Slowly improving, definitely quickly improving this roster, but slowly improving in terms of record. We had a bad offense and an okay defense. That's not really what I thought our problem would be. Jalen Hurts was good, still sacked 63 times, but he was good. Damian Pierce was good for the carries he got, 10 touchdowns. Jalen Hurts, rushing yards, we'll take that. But 1,300 yards for Haskins, 1,260 for Ayuk, 900 for Williams, good receiving numbers. Okay, Trey McAllister in... I mean, he's a tight end, so I can't really be upset about it, but 15 sacks in 700 snaps isn't great. I guess we've debatably had worse, but still not great. Man, I really don't know what to do with our offensive line. We cannot find a single player who consistently plays well. All of them end up being horrible at one point or another. That's like the last issue with this team, or last major issue. But let's see, 29 TFLs for Josh Hines-Allen, 16.5 sacks. We still have the issue of we get one player that gets a lot of sacks and everyone else is mid. Why? But at least a few more picks this year. But Michael Penix wins MVP. All right. Ayuk 2 for Offensive Player of the Year. Josh Hines-Allen 2 for Defensive Player of the Year. And Adrian Watkins 3 for Defensive Rookie of the Year. Bears year 6, no award wins. Kind of an unlucky year still. We deserve to do better. We have a pretty good team at this point. Just need to play like it, which is the hardest thing to do in simulation. Man, we're getting Browns Giants Super Bowls before we can make the playoffs. That's insane. What are they looking like? Hold on. The Browns have Justin Fields. Okay. Aiden O'Connell's older than Justin Fields. I didn't know that. That's weird. Damn, Cam Scattaboo and Jackson Dart really developed. This is an interesting team. I guess I get it, but still unique. But all right, time to definitely restructure some deals. We're down to -2 mil in cap space. I'm starting to get worried, man. We should be able to restructure a lot of deals, actually, so we might be fine. But it's still concerning that we're negative in cap space before we can even make the playoffs once. And let me see, is there anyone I want to release? Maybe. Juwan Bentley, Gabe Davis. Gabe Davis did really good in the first year, but like we just kind of replaced him because I knew he wasn't going to develop a whole lot no matter how well he did. Juwan Bentley will let go too. Debatably our 2 best players for the first year or so, but they're old now. So let's see, we're up to 64 mil now. That definitely helps. Lance Haskins, I hope he resigns. I hope we don't have to tag him. We might have to. I'll even up it a little bit. We'll go 6 years, 250. He takes it. Okay, good. Morgan Drescher, oh, that's the 5th year. Okay. And Jeff Chambers, sure. We're going to be broke. But Brennan Phelps up to X Factor. Oh, we're running really low on cap. We'll go 4 years and 92. He takes it. Now down to 3 mil. We can just about afford Dameon Pierce. We might be able to, but that's about it. Huh. We'll restructure Haskins. We'll re-sign Pierce, but now down to 11 mil. We'll have to see if there's anything we can do in free agency. We might only make 1, maybe 2 moves if we get lucky. Okay, Max Crosby's available. Can't afford him. Travion Henderson, how does he do? I mean, he's a pretty good overall, but not like that means anything. Hard to say. He's been mid as a backup, borderline bad as a backup. I think we'll just stick with Dameon Pierce. I don't really see one I want, a running back I want. Man, I know I said I don't like signing linemen, but we might have to, because it hasn't really gotten any better. Let's see if we can land on O-line, because that's like the last thing we need. 4 spins. We'll see if we can get one. Ooh, right off the bat? Okay. Well, there's our free agent signing for this year. So do we want Cooper Beebe? There's Jackson Powers Johnson. I'm thinking about a center. Let me see how they do. Ooh, I'll pass on that. Cooper Beebe. Okay, a little better. Has been really good the last couple years. Looks like we can maybe get him. The Cowboys want him back. We do get him though. Okay, cool. Now let's get to the draft. And do I even need to say what the strategy is gonna be? We are gonna go for offensive linemen. Just in blind hope that they play better. And a D-tackle. We need a D-tackle now. But all right, in the draft this year, we pick at 7. Scouted some pretty good linemen. I thought this guy would be a little better. I mean, look at his ratings. I thought he'd be a top 5 talent, but oh, I guess these were A to Bs. They only ended up being Bs. But I mean, still, Sherman could be pretty good too. We'll see. We have to get lucky enough to actually land on an offensive lineman. And I'll probably just go with Cliff Keys because he looks good. If we can get defensive tackle, of course. Or Dennis Ellis. I'm not so worried about the D-line as long as we can actually land on that with the wheel. But we're gonna do the same thing we did last year, which is spin for offensive line until we get a few, probably. So let's see what we are gonna land on for this first pick. It is gonna be maybe the worst one. I guess it's gonna be running back, but still not great. Let's get to our pick. There were some good-looking running backs, but I don't think that'll quite translate. Do we want Zimmerman, Miranda, probably not Alfaro or whatever with poor speed? Zimmerman looks pretty good. What was his 40? A 4.33 with 29 bench reps. Get ready to learn left tackle, bud. Rank 2, got him at 7. But all right, round 2. Let's see what we land on here. We are gonna get receiver. Let's go with Michelangelo, sure. Elite strength, I guess he's not the strongest receiver, but he has the best name, so we'll take him. I clicked B instead of A. I'm having a rough time. Where'd he go? Here he is. Michael Angulo, whatever. Rank 96, not great, but we took him because he's strong, not because he's good. But number 3, come on. Offensive line. We're gonna get receiver again. Josh Ayers, sure, he's the strongest one left. Rank 89, he's a little better than the other guy, but at least hit in dev, not that that's really gonna matter. Number 4, maybe, okay, we get tight end. Better than better than most of the other options. Joe Ellington looks pretty good. Not the strongest, though. He is pretty fast, but let me see. How strong is Sanchez? Barely stronger. We'll go Ellington. He looks fine. I would guess like rank 100. Rank 82. Man, I'm going to spin all these until we get alignment. I'm going to show y'all all of them, too. We get receiver again. Man, we're going to have so many 30 overalls. All right, we get 2 more. At this point, the linemen we get are going to be lower overall than some of the tight ends that have moved to tackle. But let's see. We are going to get running back again. I thought it was going to be a receiver again. I was going to scream. Okay, Ty Altman, he's the strongest. Sure. Rank 224. One more chance. One more. What are we going to get? Tight end. Okay. That was maybe the unluckiest draft ever. But all right, here is how we did in the draft. We at least got 262 overalls. I feel like the linemen are always exactly, or the tight ends are always exactly a 62 when they move to the offensive line. I don't know why that was so hard for me to say, but everyone else is in the 30s. The best one being Charles Zimmerman, which, by the way, he was an 85 at running back. I could kind of tell. I almost wonder if that other running back was close too, because he looked really good. Shame we got to waste Zimmerman's career on the offensive line, but Isaiah Sherman was the best player in the class. Wish we could have gotten him, almost like I pointed him out. Alfaro was actually the second best running back with 86 speed. Where's the other guy? He's only a 78? I don't know how to draft, apparently. I don't know. Whatever. But all right, here we are heading into year 6. This is definitely the second to last year. I'm going to cut it off at year 7 because we have a good enough roster at this point, easily. We should start to do better. Up to an 89 overall, this team is good. We have, like, an actual okay player at every position now. Don't have great players at every position necessarily, but we don't have 50 overalls starting anymore. But I mean, we mostly look the same as last year. Just added Cooper Beebe, of course, on offense, and we'll just have to hope that the line plays better. So we're basically running it back because that's really all we can do. Oh yeah, also we needed depth at running back, so I spun and got receiver. Ruiz is fine. We needed a depth receiver, and I got O-line. So we have 20 overall. Weber as our wide receiver 4. That's not ideal, but it is what it is. But other than that, that's really everything important. So let's get to the mid-season point, and please, can we be doing okay? Okay, we are 3-3 at the mid-season. The best we've been so far. We'll take that. Let's see, Jalen Hurts only sacked 10 times so far. That's amazing. Not gonna bench anyone, obviously. We're gonna leave it if it's actually doing okay. Only 2 picks on the year so far, though, but we're doing good. We'll take it. The defense still isn't great. Probably should be playing a little better, but could be worse, I guess. Now, I did already check this might have to be the final year no matter what, because we have negative 103 mil in cap space. We are screwed no matter what. I legitimately don't think there's anything we can do if it's that bad. So we better hope we make the playoffs this year, or we're not making the playoffs in this rebuild. So, man, this almost makes me want to change the defensive playbook. I'm not gonna, because I realize it could be worse, but man, I don't know. I just legitimately don't know what I would change to, so I think we're gonna leave it. Just gotta hope and pray that we can make the playoffs. So let's get to the end of the year and we will see what happens. But okay, here we are at the end of the year. And if you've seen one of my videos before, y'all know why we're here. If you haven't already, be sure to leave a like, be sure to subscribe, all that good stuff. It'll let me know y'all want to see more weird rebuilds like this. But before I show how we did in the final season, we are now up to a 90 overall. Let's look at some of the stats. Jalen Hurts was good. I'm glad we brought him in. He hasn't done like insanely well, but he's done well enough. Ended up getting sacked 59 times though. Okay, maybe I should have benched some linemen at the midseason. Did good in terms of rushing. We had 3 1,000-yard receivers. Okay, but who was the culprit on the O-line? Okay, 3 of them. Alonzo Moore, Andrew Enriquez, and Victor Martinez were all horrible. If I was gonna bench anyone at the midseason, it would have been Williams, so I guess I'm glad I didn't. But it looks like we had good sack numbers for the first time. More than one player. Actually got a decent amount of picks, but somehow in the final year, in classic Madden fashion, we only went 9-8 and we missed the playoffs. Unlucky.